The biggest mistake people make when trying the digital nomad life, it's treating it like vacation. They pack every day with activities, overspend, and come home thinking, that was fun, but I could never live like that. But that's not a real test. And that's why so many people think this lifestyle doesn't work when it actually could. In this video, I'll show you how to test the digital nomad lifestyle sustainably, the way full-time nomads like me actually live. So you can see if this lifestyle works for you without quitting your job or draining your savings. I've been a full-time digital nomad since 2014, back when the term barely existed. My first trip while working, I extended what was supposed to be a 2-week vacation to 6 weeks. But I wasn't really working remotely yet. I had basically no savings. I was staying in $5 a night hostels, but that trip showed me that travel didn't have to be temporary or expensive. Since then, I've learned what actually works for testing this lifestyle sustainably and realistically. And that's what I want to share with you today. It starts with how you think about testing this lifestyle, the mindset behind it, and then we'll move into the practical steps. The fundamental mindset. Here's the first thing many people get wrong. They think becoming a digital nomad means quitting your job first, but it doesn't. Or at least not necessarily. There are tons of remote jobs now, and many companies are open to remote work. You can transition gradually. Work with your company to see if you can work remotely for a week or two to test things out. This isn't all or nothing. That's the whole point of testing. Preparation. If you already work fully remotely or have some flexibility in your schedule, start local. Work from a nearby cafe or a different city for a week. If you're not remote yet, start building skills and exploring remote-friendly roles. Financial preparation. If you're keeping your current job for this test, you don't need months of savings because you still have income coming in. But if you're planning to quit later while you look for something that's more flexible, start building your runway now. 3 to 6 months of savings or more gives you space to learn and explore without panicking or rushing to the next role. Communication preparation. If you'll be working while traveling, tell your team early. Build that trust before you need it. And here's a small rule I live by. If I ever have a call on a day I have a flight, I always let the person know that I'll be traveling that day. Don't surprise people with last-minute changes or not showing up. Things will change when you travel. That's inevitable, but communicating proactively makes a huge difference. Mindset preparation. The most valuable skill for this lifestyle is adaptability. As a nomad, things will always change. Plans, schedules, Wi-Fi, everything. Being adaptable matters way more than perfect planning. If your job can't be remote, you still have options. Work on a remote project while traveling to simulate remote work discipline, or start looking for remote-friendly roles or freelance gigs that let you test this lifestyle while still bringing in income. It's more work up front, but doable if you're motivated to make it happen. A weekend is too short to test the digital nomad lifestyle. It feels too much like a holiday. To get an honest taste, you need at least a full week. You'll have your Monday to Friday working hours, the evenings to explore, the weekends to explore more or relax, and that's the rhythm you're testing. 1 week working trial, what to do. Ask your manager if you can try working from location for a week. If no one at your company has worked remotely before, start casual. I'd like to try working from X for a week. How do you feel about that? Pick a starter destination that already has a digital nomad community and a strong internet. You want a place where there are people to meet, events happening, and the infrastructure to support remote workers. Some examples I recommend if you're US-based: Mexico City, Playa del Carmen, Medellin. All of these also offer an easy time zone for a test. During that first week, you need to do a few things. Test Wi-Fi in your accommodation and at cafes. You need to get a sense of how variable Wi-Fi quality can be. I used fast.com to run my speed tests. Around 5 megabits per second is usually fast enough for video calls. Though if you're on calls all day, you might need something that's a bit faster. And have a backup plan. I use my phone hotspot when the Wi-Fi fails during important meetings. You should also try co-working and test out your apartment workspace. Pay attention to your ability to focus. Are you living life life and working sustainably, or are you packing the work in all day and then packing the tourist activities in all evening? Try playing with your schedule a bit if your job can accommodate it, and otherwise shift your working hours to match your home time zone. See how both options feel if you can, because that will give you more flexibility if you make the leap to this lifestyle full-time. If that first week feels manageable, not perfect, but realistic, then you're ready for a 1-month test. 1 month serious trial, why it matters. A 1-week trial shows you the basics, but a 1-month trial will show you the truth. After about 2 weeks, you'll have figured most things out, and the next 2 weeks will allow you to settle into a rhythm. Real routines, real costs, real focus. That's when you start to see if this lifestyle actually works for you. You'll see sustainable costs, whether you can stay focused, how it feels working across time zones, and whether the social rhythm works for you. Treat it like a normal month of living. Cook at home sometimes, do your own laundry, and work your hours. Here's a week-by-week breakdown for your 1-month test. Buy a SIM card, test the Wi-Fi, set up your workspace, have a video call, figure out basics like laundry and groceries. Week 2, start to settle into a routine. Try co-working versus working from your place. Explore in the evenings. Week 3, start living like a resident, not just a tourist. Stick to your realistic budget. Notice what's working and what isn't. Week 4, evaluate honestly. Do you want to keep doing this? If yes, great. If no, why not? What didn't work? What could you change? Practical logistics. My single most important tip is test your realistic budget. Don't upgrade your lifestyle because this is just a test. And here's the good news. You can comfortably travel in most of the world on $2,000 to $4,000 a month. Many nomads do their first month for far less than they expect. Some other practical things to sort early: buy a local SIM or eSIM. I strongly recommend a simple pay-as-you-go option like Roamless for beginners. Download the TimeBuddy app to manage time zones. Test your accommodation Wi-Fi right away once you arrive. Bring some small comfort gear with you. I like my laptop stand and my Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, especially for long days behind a screen. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. There are a few common mistakes I see, and here are 3 of the biggest. Number 1, treating the Nomad lifestyle test like a vacation, packing in every activity and overspending. Here's what I mean. If your realistic accommodation budget is $800 a month, don't think this is just a test. I can spend $1,000 this time, because then you're testing a nicer place than you would actually stay in long term, and that's not a real test. Mistake number 2 is moving too fast and bouncing between places every couple of days. But honestly, even I still make this mistake sometimes. But 2 to 4 weeks minimum in one place will help you get beyond figuring out all of the logistics and actually settle into some good work-life balance. And mistake number 3 is giving up after one bad test. If your first week working remotely didn't go well, ask yourself why. Maybe you chose the wrong time zone and waking up at 5 a.m. was brutal. Try again somewhere else with better time zone alignment. Adjust variables a couple of times before deciding definitively that it doesn't work for you. Decision point: how to know. The simplest test is to just ask yourself, would I do this again? If yes, you've validated it. Now take the next step. If no, identify what didn't work, make a tweak, and then do another test if it still feels worth it to you. You can always go back. This is freedom, not a final decision. Choose one destination, 1 week, one place to stay, and test it. You'll learn more in that 1 week than in months of research. If you want the exact checklist I give to beginner nomads, comment Nomad and I'll send it to you. If you could try this lifestyle for 1 week, where would you go? Drop your city in the comments and stay tuned for more videos like this.